What if Israel keeps Sinai Peninsula? When Israel was offered the Sinai Peninsula in 1957, it was a much more sparsely populated and undeveloped piece of land. It's probably safe to say that most Israelis were not exactly jumping up and down with excitement at the prospect of getting stuck with this gigantic chunk of desert, especially since it would mean giving up some of their newly conquered territory in exchange for it. But what if they had said yes? How would history have been different if Israel had kept the Sinai Peninsula? For starters, the Suez Crisis probably wouldn't have happened. When Egypt nationalized the Suez Canal in 1956, France and Britain decided to take military action. But when faced with overwhelming odds, they had to retreat. Part of this plan involved giving up territory to Israel, who promptly took over the Gaza Strip and the Sinai Peninsula. Had Israel not already occupied the Sinai, there wouldn't have been anywhere near as much international backlash over it. And while it's likely that Israel still would have fought alongside France and Britain, it's unlikely that they would have been willing to do so over just the Gaza Strip. As such, it's possible that the international community might have actually let the British and French take over the canal. Another way that history could have been altered is by looking at the Arab-Israeli wars. During the Six-Day War, Israel occupied the Golan Heights, the West Bank, and East Jerusalem, as well as the Sinai Peninsula. The inclusion of the Sinai in this war is actually kind of a big deal because it's what prompted the Egyptians to sue for peace. Had Israel already controlled the Sinai, then they wouldn't have had to fight such a costly war to get it back. This could have saved many lives and possibly even prevented the Yom Kippur War, which was largely a response to Israel's occupation of the Sinai and the West Bank. But perhaps the biggest change would have been in the establishment of the State of Palestine. After all, the Sinai isn't too far from the Gaza Strip. And as we've seen, Israel's occupation of Palestinian territory has only lasted so long. It's possible that if Israel had held on to the Sinai, then they would have been less willing to give up any more land for a Palestinian state. Of course, this is pure speculation, and there's no way to know for sure, but it's an interesting thought experiment nonetheless. What do you think? Would things have played out differently if Israel had kept the Sinai Peninsula? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching.